Hey guys, it's Yui from the Strictly Broken YouTube channel, and today I'm finally bringing you guys the deck you guys have been requesting from me for like multiple weeks, ever since the set came out. Everyone knows I love Sao, and they're waiting to see that max rarity 10th anniversary deck profile, the $6,000 deck, $8,000 if you're Canadian. Man, I spent too much fucking money on this. But yeah, here it is finally. Warning, the deck is missing one SP. I just really wanted to get the profile out now because I've been delaying it for too long, and it is 99% done. So without further ado, here's the profile. It is Pan's choice. A lot of people asked, or a lot of people are, they're not unsure of what the final build should be. This is Pan's choice. I think it is the best. Argue with me in the comments, whatever. Pan's choice, I think, is best top end, best level 1 combo, best colors in the set. So without further ado, let's go. 4 runner. This runner is really good. It is 3/5, so on play markers off top if it's an anniversary character, and it becomes 3/5. And it's a center runner, so it moves only to center. Being 3/5, 3/5 center runners I think are better than regular runners. I don't have like concrete math to support this, but I just think it's harder for opponents to answer a 3/5 runner in 2 columns than a smaller runner in 3, because like people who play oversizes don't play more than 4 oversizes, and if they do, they're like a really good deck. Like Garasau I think is a really good deck, and it can usually answer this card, but not every deck can answer it. So very good, just a really good card. And then the first effect, the marker is optional, so in the mid game it becomes really good when you want to like confirm check triggers. So like you play the top check if it's clean. If it's like a character, you can just leave it to trigger it. If it's Climax, you can Brainstorm, or like if you want to Brainstorm and do a 5-card Brainstorm, you can play this marker and Brainstorm, so that's 5 cards. Very like runners lose relevance very quickly in Weiss. After the first couple turns, they're just not very good cards anymore. And the fact that this card continues to be good in the mid game with its utility is why it's so good. Like, I think runners are a bit overrated now. For runners to be really good, it needs to have a really good secondary effect, like the no game runner or the Saikano runner. Just very good secondary effects that you can use in the mid game. So yeah, that's that card. 4 of this Kirito Akatsuki, it's on death, on play gains 15, so it actually attacks at a relevant power level to kill oversizes. And on death Akatsuki, I know it's a little slower than on play, but I really like this card a lot. I've been bouncing between 2 to 4 of it. The reason I settle on 4 is because, like, let's say I plus turn 1 with the runner, and then turn 2 I want to feel like an Akatsuki, or 2 Akatsukis even. It lets me dig and look at 8 more cards to fix my hand into something really good, and I don't have to pay stock for that dig, right? Drop searchers guarantee I get a card, but I have to pay stock for it. And this card, looking at 8 to look for like a Brainstorm or like a level 1 combo, you'll find either Brainstorm or level 1 combo in 8 cards, and if you don't, it's like kind of unlucky. So I just like the fact that you can costlessly find cards, and I settled on 4 because I really want to see a turn 2. I really want to lead this card into one of my Brainstorms or into one of my combos, and yeah, it's just really good. Yeah, that's it for that. That's already 8 SPs. 4 clean cuts. This is a card I bounce between 0 and 4. So this deck, I'll just show the Brainstorm right now. This deck back row setup is double Brainstorm, and I think clean cuts get worse in decks that have definitive double back row setups that they want at all times, right? Like clean cuts are really good when a deck can be like pretty flexible with just 1 empty slot. So this, and then they have like really good mid-game clean cuts, because mid-game you can just like reverse something small, get a plus in the back row. I want my back row to be double Brainstorm at all times, so I felt like clean cut was a bit worse. But where clean cut is definitely the most powerful going second card. So like I ultimately put it back in to give myself like really strong going second pressure. One big play that comes up nowadays is like, so people play coin flips. A lot of people play coin flips, and coin flips have a chance to reveal Climax off the top. And what's so broken about responding to a coin flip missing by revealing Climax is that the play you can make with clean cut is like Clean cut, facing the coin flip card. You play this runner down, and then you play like another 0, like a Brainstorm. You attack the direct slot with your one of your direct slots, and then your opponent can only take 3 damage. So they stay at 0. You plus with a clean cut, and you're going to plus with one of your 2 oversizes, right? Because now suddenly you have 3 columns with things that are 3K or bigger, and decks are just not equipped to respond to 3K or bigger columns. So that's like the runner plus clean cut in this deck is especially broken because your runner's 3/5. You cover 3 columns with 3K plus power. Like, your opponent has to open broken to kill your whole board. So then suddenly you're plussing 1, plussing 2 by going second. That play is just too good, and I put clean cut in to guarantee that play as consistently as possible. So now you see the Brainstorm. I put 4 of it. I want this card as my back row. I want double of it. It is tap self salvage. Sal finally got this. Thank goodness. It's been too long. We have not had a tap self plussing Brainstorm that has good selection. And the other effect is start a Climax phase, pump 500. So you have flexibility of where you want to put 500 power, so you can like stack a column, make 2 columns a bit bigger. Just really good Brainstorm. And salvage Brainstorms in general, very good for looping combos. And your level 1 combo happens to be a loopable combo. So just also really good to help you reloop your combo. It's really good stuff. Really happy that we got this in this set. Final level 0, 3 drop search. I'll explain it a little bit more. This card is mainly there to make sure my level 1 combo has good selection. But other than that, the drop search is 3K when you have 2 or more anniversaries, so pseudo oversized. And drop search is just good because like you can drop search for anything you need. Your Brainstorm if you don't have a turn 1, your level 1 combo if you want it, and if you want like payout stock, Brainstorming in first deck doesn't yield like that good of a chance to hit, but drop search guarantees you can go into combo, and that's like an extended way to like quote unquote hit off a Brainstorm. So drop and pay all your Climax that you triggered. So drop search is just very good. I wanted 3, I want 4, but I think 4 is a bit too much because like you don't want to open like 3 drop search in your opening hand. I don't play the back row global 5 when you trigger pants, ditch salvage. I don't like it because my back row always wants to be double Brainstorm, and if it's not double Brainstorm, it can be open slot so I can clean cut something to the back. That trigger pants ditch salvage card is so bad because it makes it so that my back row cannot be one of those 2 states. It also is only good when I trigger a pants, and like I don't really want to play a card that's like sometimes bad, and when it doesn't proc its effect is just actually just bad. So you look at other cards that have like when you trigger Climax do something, like the Sakura Brainstorm from Fate, or like the Milky Holmes level 1 that does their swapping stuff. Those are essential cards to their game plan. The Sakura card is on the Brainstorm, and the Milky card needs a swapper to be able to play its game. So the fact that it has like a Climax swap effect attached to it, a Climax synergizing effect attached to it, makes sense. But I don't want to play a global 5 that does that, because like besides being the global 5 when you don't trigger a pants, it's actually just nothing besides a global 5 when you don't trigger a pants. And I'm not going to trigger pants every turn, so the card sucks most turns and is okay when I trigger a pants. It's just not my kind of card, so I don't play that card. I know a lot of people do. I just don't think it's very good. And then, yeah, that's level 0, 19 zeros. Going into level 1, it's 4 level 1 combo, and 1 of this card. This card is absolutely broken. I'll explain it in a sec. Level 1 combo, so 5/5 if you have 2 or more anniversary on the field. Experience 2 procs the effect. You mill 0, 1, 2, or 3 cards off the top of your deck. For every anniversary character, you can salvage a character with level equal to X, which is the amount of anniversary characters you milled. And then this card gets 500 if you mill cards. This card's really good, not because of it's like free mill and selection from the waiting room. But sometimes you have like really bad selection. That's where drop searcher comes in. So like when you mill 3, especially in second deck, milling Climax chance is high, and like at some point you do want to get level 3s with your combo, and it's like you just often can't do it with this card. So drop searcher is there because it's the way where you can salvage something with your combo always that leads into a card you definitely want the next turn, and it does cost stock to do because now you have to use the drop search. But it's just playing 3 drop searcher makes sure my combo can get me cards I want, even at a cost which is the stock from the drop search. I can guarantee I can do my game plan. That's why drop switch is ultimately important with this combo. This combo has the choice to also mill 0, and in those circumstances, getting drop switch is really good because you're choosing to mill 0, but you can get this card that can equal different cards later, or you can just use it as a ramming card, so it's not even that bad. Overall, this combo is really good. It's loopable because it's on a pants trigger, and you have a level 2 that checks X for up to 5, which you're trying to look for pants with that card, so you can try to loop combo, and yeah, really good. One demerit of this card, it's blue and it has experience 2 condition. So you really, if you get knocked to 1-0, the card in your level needs to be a level 3 blue so that you can combo, or a level 2 blue, but you only play one level 2 blue. The deck is kind of, it falters a bit when it whiffs experience, but it's pretty hard to because I play 14 level 3s. The only card you want to level is level 3s too, because you want experience 6 by level 2. So that's like the one fault of this card. But other than that, it's a really good level 1 combo because it's free mill and it's actually selection rather than choosing from the cards you can mill. And then one of this card is the only other level 1. Pay 1 Dish and Anniversary, bounce any character on your opponent's field, and it gains 1000 power. It just gets rid of problems. -2 soul cards, strong back rows, strong early plays. Even like 2 ones your opponent plays down. Because your deck has choice, you can sack your choices and recover on stock. When your opponent is like Persona and they drop a 2-1, if you bounce it, that's like negative value for them. Because they pay to stock to get that card. If they lose that card, and especially if you couldn't kill that card on offense on like your turn, by just bouncing it, it feels pretty good to do it. It feels good to make those type of plays. So this card ultimately is really good. It's just so versatile. Like bounces riders, bounces like early play like priestesses and stuff, bounces like columns that have potential money counter situations, blah blah blah, etc. etc. As a one-of, absolutely broken. It comes up very often they use this card and it ends up being like extremely clutch and game changing. One of the great examples is like, so Madoka is not allowed to be played in the NA, but when you play against Madoka and you have this card, Madoka literally just doesn't have a game plan anymore. It can't play the game. It's level 1 combo, calls out the 2-2 in the back, and if you bounce it and they have to hard play it, they never get to pull off a change. This card like single-handedly will win you like every Madoka game you play against. And like so like functionally, when this card exists, that deck is dead. The fact that this card can kill a deck is like absolutely stupid. This card is super broken. So yeah, as a one-of. I used to play 2. I cut it to 1 because if I do need to use 2 in a turn, I can overplay it and then Brainstorm, try to get it again. Which is more stock expensive, but like this card, like I don't really want to play 2 because it's kind of bricky when you don't want to use it because it's just a 5k body. And like if I really want to use it, I think it's worth doing the overplay Brainstorm for it again play. The deck is pretty good on hand size, so you can make plays like this and not feel bad about it. So yeah, 1 is fine. Onto level 2s, it's very techy. It's just 4 different ones. These 3 are all answers to level 3s, and this card is it like denies money counters and stuff. It's like Machine of Ice, but slightly better because it's 2k support to level 3s, and it pumps 1k on the Machine of Ice act effect, and it's also non-targetable, so you can stop like a hexproof column from using money counter, which Machine of Ice could not. It doesn't come up that often, but like the reason you have techie grade 2s is because like if they're not good in the matchup, when you trigger a choice, you can stop them. But I will say that these ones are usually always good because they have application. This one has a counter, Dish 2 anti-change. It's the only counter in your deck, and Dish 2 anti-change is a pretty good condition for this deck. So yeah, this card's solid. This card is an anti-change bomb, stock bomb, but it also has pay an extra cost, Dish and Anniversary, refresh. So it lets your finisher be good always, because if you have this card, if you're in a bad deck state, you can just refresh your deck and go for your finisher. Or just mid-game if you cancel, you can play this, refresh yourself, and then keep going, because you're on early plays. They probably lived, so you can take that the minus from the effect and just refresh yourself. And then this card is absolutely broken. And so there's this level 0 card, it's a Heathcliff, that has anti-encore. And I don't play that card because I play this card, and I want this card to be live always, because it can potentially always come up. So, experience 4, 2, I don't know, experience 4, I think it's experience 4. It gains 500 more in hand encore, and it attacks for 13.5 against level 3s. So it's not only really good at killing early plays, if you're winning in terms of damage, some decks are like, they hit 3, and then they're really good at just staying there. They either stay there from good compression, or they stay there from powerful tools like money counter. And you wanna, if you always crash your lanes when your opponent hits 3, that's how you lose a game that you shouldn't have lost. This card keeps you competitive against against anyone when they hit 3 first and are trying to close you out from behind with those kind of game plans. Because this card will kill any 3 it faces, and you can repeatedly encore it to keep poking at 3s and slowly taking them apart. So like, let's say you hit 2-0 and your opponent's already 3. You drop this, kill a 3, next turn you sack cancel again and go to like 2-4. But that's not even sack canceling, that's just taking normal damage. You go to 2-4, you can just encore this and hit another 3 instead of like feeling like you can die now because you couldn't kill them because you're still 2-4. You can just take apart another 3, and then suddenly they have to keep finding cards to be able to put pressure on you because you're killing all their 3s one at a time. This card's really good when you're like winning the game in a head. It just extends your lead into a win versus potentially some decks who don't have cards like this. They just like die from 2-4. So yeah, those are the level 2s that I play. Level 3s, I'm just gonna try to fit them all on the screen. I have 2 of this stock swap Kirito, 1 of this healer 11k, 3 of this early play Asuna, 4 of this Yu-Gi-Oh Kirito. This is the 1 card I don't have an SP of, but we're gonna hide this back here because that is gross. It's coming. 1 of them, unfortunately, I do not have 4, and 4 of this Kirito Asuna finisher. So pulling these back for a sec. Stock swap is good because stock swap is just good in general. This is an experience deck, and you want blue level 3 or level 1. So I justified playing 2 because I can level 1 and mind game my opponent into thinking I don't have it anymore. Also, it's just a pretty good card to put in the level, so I don't mind playing 2 because it is frequently the card I actually level. And then 1 of this healer, it's an 11k healer with experience 6. It has twin drive, memory kick, and memory kick. So memory kick is another, it's like a way to take apart powerful cards. Like if your opponent's like extremely compressed and you don't think you can finish, or you're just not ready to play finisher because your deck state's not up for it, this card can take apart a level 3, like pick it apart, so your opponent can't like do encore stuff and try to kill you with it. So you can take out a threat with this card, and that's usually the game states where it comes up. But if it will usually be the card in your level, but when it's not in your level, that application's pretty decent. This Asuna, 2 or less early play, 11k experience 6, and top check X equal anniversary. So it helps you loop combo. You want to play 3 because it's your yellow experience target, your ideal one, and you want to like, because your level 1 combo doesn't guarantee you can see a 3, you kind of want to like hard draw this and just hold it because it's a pretty good card to play down. 11k is a big body. It helps you reloop combo, like I said. And yeah, just having it down at level 2 is like a solid body that won't die. Because your combo cannot guarantee you can find it. I could drop search for it, but that's like a 3 stock to early play, and it doesn't feel as good as just having it in hand. So I play 3. 3 ideal yellow experiences and 3 ideal blue. And then you have 4 of each color that aren't ideal but also work, which is, you know, this card, which is absolutely broken, and 4 of the finisher, which is actually not that good, but it's an 11k healer. So this card, conditioned to early play, 4 or more anniversary character. You play it down, dish card, heal to stock. So 1 cost early play. With experience 6, it's 9/5, and it can pump something or itself 15 on attack. So it attacks for 11 if it wants to. But most importantly, it lets you make your combo into like a 8/5, 9k, or 9/5, depending on how many brainstorm pumps you want to do. Attacker, so up to 9/5 attacker. This attacks for 10/5. This attacks for 9/5 with Climax. And what's really good about that is when you immediately hit 2, you can keep your power lines, like your power lines, relevant for like playing the game. Your opponent might play like some early plays, or maybe they're a standby deck. They play like some 8k defensive 2/2s. This card allows it so that, or like even if their level 1 is big, say we're not able to challenge them at level 1 with this card. Suddenly you hit 2, and you can challenge their level 1s in 2 columns. You really want to make sure your opponent is not getting extra free cards ever. And this deck has the tools at every level to take out every card like your opponent plays, barring some weird, crazy cards. So this is like it's really good. Like you win actually most of your games off this card being a 1-cost early play healer that attacks for relevant numbers. Like keep in mind when you play 2 of these down, like say one of these lives from the first turn and then you play another one down, suddenly this is gonna attack for like 12-5 by itself because you can just double pump one column with Brainstorm's 13-5. So this deck like wins most of its games from sticking at 2 and having like these really good 1-cost early play healers. And then you play that level 2 game plan, and then when you get sacked to level 3, you have this finisher that is especially good when you get sacked to level 3. Like you take like a random 4 or you take a random 6, go to 3. Suddenly your deck is stacked with climaxes, and then you just do double combo, and then you mill like 4 or 5 2s, and then your opponent dies. Because then you go like burn 2, burn 2, burn 2, burn 2, burn 2. In most games though, what ends up happening is you just play it down as an 11k healer. It's an 11k healer with experience 6. That is more than enough as a card to just like keep grinding, keep grinding. When you play down choice, it's pay 2, ditch 1, and then you do the mill 5 thing for each climax you hit, burn 2, and against 2/5 power. Like you really don't want to go for like sack, YOLO, Xenon-esque plays because it's same cost as Xenon, so it'll feel very much so like Xenon. But when you do that, it's like completely like a coin toss to see if you win. You really want to play a game plan that's like stay at 2, farm up, deal consistent 2 damage, and create a damage discrepancy, and then use this card to close out the game when you get like randomly rushed to 3. It's a much more consistent way to play with this effect because it more reliably gives you better triggers off the effect. I don't want to like just randomly go to 3 and just immediately blow all my stock to do like double combo, and then if I don't kill them, I'll probably die. If I mill like well and they survive, I'll especially die because I'm out of climaxes. If I mill poorly and they can kill these, then I won't have a lot of stock to like mount a comeback to kill them on the following turn either. So yeah, that's how you want to play the deck. You want to stay at 2 and then when you hit 3, try to kill them because you got sacked to 3. Other than that, this is a good healer. This is a broken healer, and the deck heals a lot. It's probably like main win condition. Just healing a lot, staying at low damage, and building good compression from your mill combo, your choice triggers. So yeah, speaking of choice triggers, this is the level 3 combo climax. This is the level 1 combo climax. So choice as a trigger, just like a brief mention about it. When it was first spoiled, people were like not sure if it's broken or not. Choice trigger is like the order of like powerful triggers, probably like gate, choice, standby. Like I really think choice is better than gate. The fact that you can choose to get stock or the card means like you can, because stock and card is like the only resource crunches and waste that you're really looking for in the mid game. And the fact that when you trigger this, you can fill whatever you're lacking. Like you have the choice to fill what you're lacking, so you're either lacking stock or you're lacking hand. And when you trigger a choice, the fact that you can choose is just so powerful because it makes sure it gets extra value points in the fact that you get to choose. So a very fitting name, yeah. I think choice, if a combo is good enough and you can play choice, it is absolutely insane. It's not like a blank climax you would play. Like I wouldn't play choice just to only play just blank choice like gate. Or maybe I would even do that. Who knows? Only time will tell. But right now it seems like if you can play choice in your deck, it ends up being really, really good. But it's not necessarily something like you have to splash. I'm very thankful that this is choice though. I think choice was the perfect climax for this deck and its level 3 finisher. And then pants. You can quote unquote loop your combo if you trigger pants, but you usually loop it from playing early play down to grab it. Or like drawing multiple pants in the early game. I think I'm pretty happy that level 1 combo is pants, I think. Because it's like it doesn't really matter too much what it was, but pants I'm pretty happy with it. The deck's pretty good at paying out stock, so if you trigger pants in like first attack trigger at level 1 to get another pants, at level 2 you can go like Brainstorm and then early play Yu-Gi-Oh! Kirito to pay it out. So pants is a pretty good trigger. So overall, very happy with everything. The powerful part about this deck is I think I'm pretty happy with every card in it. A lot of decks have to play like a random card that's just like not that powerful in their deck because it's like filler. This deck has 50 good, powerful cards. And their climaxes, I think, are very suitable for their game plan. So I definitely think very, very meta deck right now. And very expensive. Like I said, 6 to 8K. So this is kind of like a flex deck profile, but it's missing an SP, so not that flex. Yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. If you have any questions about 10th anniversary or sound in general, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to answer them. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Strictly Broken, signing off. Peace.